Biden-Harris campaign made it clear it's not about getting voters to switch sides this late in the game. Last-minute visits are to encourage people who support them to get out and cast their vote.
Biden-Harris supporters in their cars waving signs, listening eagerly. And outside the arena, the same energy from voters who didn't get an invitation to the rally.
This is going to be big. This is going to be really big.
And these voters say they've already voted, but stopped by anyway, wanting to show support and hear more about the Biden-Harris campaign promises.
The upcoming tax plan and really containment of COVID-19, those things are very important to us as a family.
Senator Harris touched on COVID-19 and how she believes President Trump is mishandling the pandemic.
He suggested that this was a hoax.
During her 30 minutes on stage, she also spoke about Obamacare and mentioned how her running mate, former Vice President Joe Biden, is unafraid to say,
Black Lives Matter.
This also resonated with voters who say they support the Democrats' thought process on equality.
For not just women, but for LGBTQ people and marginalized people, especially poor people, people in poverty, that need to have a voice, that she, I think, gives voice to those folks.
A Democratic presidential nominee hasn't won Georgia since 1992. The voters think 2020 is the year that can change.